beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
It's morning in the Arabian desert. The place explorer Bertram Thomas called the abode of death. But it's a beautiful place, the kind of place I look for more and more these days. Stark, empty, clean sand that stretches out seemingly forever. Oman defies expectations. It shouldn't, according to the cruel logic of the world, exist. But it does, and it's incredible. The Sultanate of Oman is an absolute monarchy. A predominantly Islamic state, had a vital strategic choke point in the world's oil supply. It is surrounded by some of the trickiest and most contentious powers in the region. And yet, here it is, relatively small, tolerant, welcoming to outsiders, peaceful, and stunningly beautiful. But Oman is facing uncertainty with succession issues and declining oil reserves. The question of what's next is a big, if often unspoken one. So pre-1970, this was a very different place to live, very different country.
Quite simply, there was nothing. We had only 3 schools all over Oman, and only for boys. We had only 2 hospitals.
For the whole country?
Yes, for the whole country. And 9 miles of paved road in Muscat.
And what happened outside of Muscat was really of no concern to
Absolutely.
Leadership.
Yes.
Sheikh Zayed bin Suleiman Al Ghafri is a businessman and the son of a tribal leader. He's the kind of guy who will likely be prominent in the future of the country. The current Sultan replaced his father and took the country really from the 19th century into the 20th century very, very quickly.
Absolutely. His Majesty took over and he changed the whole scene.
This is not a democracy, but everybody, it seems, has genuine affection and respect for the Sultan.
وتنعم المنطقة بالهدوء والاستقرار إن شاء الله.
Sultan Qaboos bin Said Al Said is the much-admired and enigmatic absolute ruler and monarch. He's presided over everything Omani for the last 47 years. In that time, he has raised a nation literally from a dusty, primitive backwater to a modern, functioning, largely secular society.
His His vision was to deliver the services first: electricity, water, healthcare, education. It was like a one-man show.
Usually one-man shows are not a good thing.
That's right.
Historically, seldom does that work out. But, you know, you look around and see how the country is doing now, it's pretty impressive.
It's a tremendous job that His Majesty has done. People just felt like he's the man that they were waiting for to enlighten their life and to open doors for them.
Oman, it should be understood, sits at the top of the Indian Ocean rim. The empire once stretched from Pakistan to East Africa, with important trade routes that reached from southern Africa all the way to the China Straits, Indonesia, and deep into East Asia. Modern Oman is a fraction of that size now, but its DNA, its culture, cuisine, and to some extent attitude toward the outside world is a reflection of that history. Matra is a port town in the capital of Muscat, for centuries a central hub of commerce and trade. One of the first things I notice about the city is its very low slung. This seems like a calculated aesthetic decision.
If you're someone who wants to build your house, you first submit your plans to municipality. And if you're going above a certain height, it's generally frowned upon because the idea is to keep a sort of traditional Omani vernacular.
Aisha Stobi is a curator and PhD student focused on Middle Eastern art history. She is, like many young people here, patriotic to the point of being nerdy, as she puts it.
We have such an old history, and I think Matra is a really great example of that, you know? This is something that functions in our daily life. It functions very similarly to, say, how it would have functioned if you were coming into Matra and going into the souk, say, 200 years ago. And now we're coming to the Corniche, which is...
Oh, I just love that word.
Favorite.
I love any city with a corniche. It's such a beautiful word. The food of Oman is a mix of flavors and ingredients and tastes from Arabia and from all over Oman's former empire. Beit al-Luban is an old boarding house turned restaurant where you can try dishes like pakora and kashori, which both came back from India, chapati from East Africa, and shua, Oman's classic special event dish. They do one version or another of this all over the world, but shua is special. They slather a goat with a spicy paste consisting of cumin, coriander, red pepper, cinnamon, cardamom, and nutmeg. Then wrap the meat in palm or banana leaves, dig a hole, throw in some meat, cover it up, and leave underground for a day or two over hot coals. Oman has changed in a way that's unique to anywhere I've been. I mean, I haven't seen any place that has sort of maintained the architecture and the character that this country has, and that's a really unusual thing.
It's Oman is the only country, I think, in the Gulf region that kept their tradition. And if you travel outside Muscat, you see the flavor of the old life still there.
Hassan Mir is one of Oman's preeminent fine artists who works in painting and photography. Musna Al-Musaffar is a filmmaker, artist, and provocateur, representing the increasingly vocal point of view of young Omani women in the Middle Eastern art scene.
I think in Arabia we have a tradition of storytelling and saying things without saying them directly. They took this from poetry. They have a certain language with a lot of tact, with a lot of...
Subtext.
Yeah.
There's an unusual mix here. Very graceful, very proud mix of cultures and languages.
I mean, the mix was existing from the beginning.
There is a beauty in being different and understanding the other.
Such a difficult time to make that argument. The whole world seems to be going in exactly the opposite direction. I mean, my country, the last thing anyone seems to want to do is highlight the other.
I think people discuss like fears of multiculturalism, but within Oman, because of our seafaring history, it's a traditional reality. It's our background, it's who we are.
You know about the Vietnam War. What you might not know is that while that conflict raged on, Oman, along with an elite force of British special operators and military advisors, was engaged in a war in the country's southern Dhofar region that was in every way far more vital to American security interests and of far more importance to global strategic and economic concerns.
Where we operated were the frankincense trees. The frankincense that the wise men brought to Christ almost certainly came from the mountains where we were fighting. And you know, sitting behind a machine gun on a track which had been used for 3,000 years, one felt like an intruder in history. And if the trees were cut, you could smell the frankincense. The smell of explosives, the smell of blood, the smell of the food, cardamom, the smell of the tea. I loved it. This was a civil war. Civil wars typically are the worst wars of all. I mean, you know that well enough in your country.
But most people have not heard of it.
No, they haven't. But you'd have heard about it if we'd lost it, I can tell you.
Right. The war began as a local rebellion by the Dhofari people against the autocratic and outdated rule of then Sultan Saeed bin Temur, who had kept his nation isolated and stunted out of concern for his hold on power. What started as a local uprising quickly became a serious, full-blown communist-backed insurgency as Soviet and Chinese influence poured in through Yemen. Ian Gardner remembers the conflict well. He fought in it alongside Omani infantry as a British Royal Marine, and later wrote about the experience in his memoir, In the Service of the Sultan, a rare chronicle of the brutal, incredibly difficult, and almost entirely unknown war fought in the rugged southern mountains.
The old Sultan was not an inhumane man, but he was an old man. He was deeply reactionary, so he wanted to keep his country in a medieval time warp. The thing that changed it was the advent of the Japanese transistor radio. For the first time, his people could hear what other Arab countries were doing with their oil, and they wanted some of that.
By the 1920s, Winston Churchill had switched the British Royal Navy's mode of power from coal to oil, and suddenly everything changed. They needed oil and lots of it, which made Oman vital, not for its limited oil resources, but for where it is. The Strait of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf's femoral artery. 20% of the world's oil flows through here, making it one of, if not the, most strategically important waterways on the planet. By 1970, Sultan Temur's counterinsurgency was not going well. He was deposed by his son Qaboos bin Said al-Said in a relatively bloodless coup. Immediately, the young Sultan set out on a different tack for winning the war.
Almost before the shooting had stopped, we would institute a civil aid program, build roads, build a school, build a mosque, build some shops, a clinic. But it was in this way the Sultan was able to demonstrate that he was the one who had his people's best interests at heart, not the communists.
Things seldom work out so well post-insurgency or counterinsurgency. This tactic failed spectacularly in Vietnam, of course. What made the difference here?
In every war in history, you end up living with the other side. And if you can open a respectable door successfully, then the less likely the aftermath is going to be beset with rancor, with hatred, and a thirst for revenge. The Sultan took this very brave, highly intelligent political risk, which I think was the difference, and I think has been the foundation of the unambiguous and enduring peace in this country.
In 1976, the Omanis laid down their weapons and never picked them up again. The resulting peace has lasted for 40 years. And while Oman ain't your system, and it ain't my system, and it's far, far from being either perfect or a Western-style democracy, there is a palpable pride here in the collective identity of being Omani. Notably as well, the Sultan has placed emphasis on the role of women, decreeing, at least as a matter of policy, equal access to education, to work, to political office.
الوحيدة في الحمرة كنت أطبخ. يعني كانوا الناس الحريم يعني يستحين وين يطبخن، يعني كما تقول يعني دنيء وناجحة وما شاء الله يعني، والناس كلها تشتري من عندي وتطلب. قامة واجد يعني الحريم يطبخن. يمكن تو 12 وحدة موجودات في الحمرة هنا يطبخن.
Zahara Al-Afi, daughters Asila and Aisha, and friend Samia Al-Harthi, 4 extraordinary women. What started as a way for Zahara to fund her charity work spawned a lucrative cottage industry of catering for events. Now, rather than using her family money, her business is able to fully finance her work to educate children in the nearby mountain villages.
Simpson?
I was asking myself that I see.
I was on The Simpsons, yes.
Really?
Yes. This is the first time I've been recognized from The Simpsons.
That's really nice.
So some of the money that she's making is going to open schools in rural villages, is that correct?
Not only a part of the money, it goes all of it for them, to build for them the schools and to provide them the education.
وأخصص لهم ناس يعلموهم القرآن، وناس يعلموهم الدين، وناس يعلموهم أمور يعني ذاك يعني العلم بصفة عامة.
Why is this important to you?
يشوفوني ويتعلموا مني العمل التطوعي والتضحية من أجل الآخرين.
Kabuli laham is slow-cooked goat in a rich rice pilaf scented with star anise. Musanef dajaj, a local specialty, are pan-seared dumplings stuffed with chicken, pepper, ginger, turmeric, and onions. And of course, there's Omani bread with honey.
That's a chili. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I like spicy.
Oh, okay.
Good. Very good.
طيوه أصيلة قد في لما أتقطر مخرطة.
Everyone here says that the economy is going to have to shift away from oil towards other industries.
Yeah.
How would you like to prepare your daughters for the future?
نحن يعني في هذا العصر، في هذه الأيام نعيش أيام ذهبية بوجود السلطان قابوس، الله يشفيه.
بيشفيه يا رب، دايما عمر طويل ومديدا يا رب.
الحمد لله.
الحمد لله الحمد لله.
نعيش أيام ذهبية.
صح. أوكي.
لكن لازم نكون مستعدين للمستقبل يعني.
What do the young ladies, when they reach adulthood, what are your hopes and dreams?
إني أكون أخلي نفسي راضية عن نفسي، أكون راضية عن نفسي، أحقق كل أحلامي. أكون يعني أنا أبغى أكون صاحبة أعمال.
And the young lady?
السمولة وين وأنتي؟
أنا كنت يعني أريد أكون أستاذة، بس أمي تريدني أكون رئيسة الجامعة.
ما شاء الله تبارك الرحمن. وين؟
Strong women in this family.
Yeah, I say that. They're very strong ones.
As one moves away from the coast and into the interior, everything changes. This is the country's more conservative core, its spiritual center. Uniquely, Oman's majority is neither Sunni nor Shia, but rather Ibadi, a very old and particularly tolerant non-sectarian form of Islam. This is a distinction we in the West would be wise to notice. Islam is not a monolith. It comes in many forms. Ibadi theology arguably forms the backbone of many of Oman's codes of conduct. It places value on concepts like politeness, acceptance, unity, and understanding. Perhaps as a consequence of that, the Sultanate embraces grace and tact as a matter of foreign policy. Internally, too, Oman has avoided radicalism and sectarian violence. It is considered shameful by Ibadi teachings to draw blood over religious conflicts unless attacked. The terror and bloodshed in neighboring Yemen feels very far away up here. Jebel El Akhdar, the Green Mountain. This area, oh my God, look at this, it's so beautiful.
There are 64 villages at Jebel Akhdar.
64?
64. This village is called Al Ain.
How many generations has your family lived here?
200 years, maybe
200 years?
Yeah, more than 200 years. Can you see all these small farms?
Yeah.
All our grandfathers built that. And they built all these things with only their hands. They don't have any machines. Can you imagine that?
Hamdan al-Sakari, his father Ali, and his uncle Hilal come from a very long line of hard-working farmers. They all grew up here, generation after generation, a tribal area of ancient villages and terraced farmland which have produced pomegranate, nuts, and dates, the premier cash crops of Oman for many centuries. But like so many places I go, so many traditional agricultural communities, the young men and increasingly the young women are looking elsewhere, beyond the farm, to seek higher education and opportunity in the city. This is a common story. I mean, the young men, they go to university, you know.
I have to study there because, you know, the future, and I want to get a good job.
Many young Omanis, they study abroad. They study in America or England, but most of them seem to come back.
You are only going outside to study and get something. That thing you want to return back to your country. I grown up in this village. It's something simple, and I really miss it.
Muscat, you don't like it?
Sometimes.
It's not a life for you? Sometimes?
Sometimes you go there and for big shop malls.
You go to the mall.
At the same time.
So what do we have here?
We have food, traditional food.
Delicious.
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 Yeah. Oh, man, that looks good. What's in the biryani?
This is rice and potato. Yeah. We often eat this meat in celebrations. We call it in Omani mqallai.
Lamb?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You like?
Wow. Never had this.
Really? This is the haris.
Very famous dish.
Yeah.
How do you say delicious in Arabic?
Ladid.
Ladid?
Ladid, yeah.
Ooh.
Ladid.
That's what it is. How did you learn to cook this well?
In Muscat, I live with my friends. I'm not from family. So I have to learn how to cook because no one is taking care about you. You should take care about yourself.
So, if you'd rather be here, why not just continue as your parents and grandparents?
I want to really improve my country economy. I want to invent something.
You're planning for a post-oil Oman, like after the oil. I think the whole country feels this way. I mean, the government feels this way as well. As you say, the country is changing. Look, you have a luxury resort right over there.
Yeah.
The future will look much like this. Resort opens up. They have a big golf course. They have jobs for people to carry golf bags for tourists.
Yeah.
For more money than he can make farming. Is this good or is this bad?
You have to deal with your traditional way and your life. So you want to keep all things safe.
It's more the government responsibility to make balance between advantages and disadvantages of tourism.
But it's a very delicate balance here. These are old and complicated systems that have been working for a very long time.
It's really difficult because there's many sides there. The life is keep changing. You cannot keep everything as it is before.
Do you know this cat or just a,
No.
just a village cat?
It's the garden for this.
It's the garden?
Yeah.
Oman's history and future both are linked inexorably to the sea. The Sultanate began with trade, and it is likely that a new multi-billion-dollar port at Duqm on the coast, intended as a center for international shipping, will play a significant role in the coming years. Omar Abdullah Al-Gilani and Mohammed Shaban spend every free moment at sea, free diving and spearfishing without oxygen for grouper, kingfish, cuttlefish, and tuna. Saeed Al-Namani is the captain and owner of this boat. Saleh Saeed Al-Jabri is a former Navy officer who famously sailed a handmade 9th century-style dhow 3,000 miles to Singapore. The first Omani boats that went out into the sea, around how far back? How many years?
I would say more than 3,000 years.
So BC.
BC, yeah.
Now, in the beginning, it was fishermen.
Yeah.
But then start to trade all up and down East Africa, Iran, Pakistan, up the China Straits, to China.
Yeah. And the evidence about it, even in their China language, there is some Arabic.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
What did the Chinese have to trade that the Omanis wanted?
They exchanged it with the silk, fabric, and all that kind of things. And of course, coming back was spices. Not only Arabs went there, Indians came as well. So if you look at the eastern coast, they like the spices and all this kind of food.
Well, the people also, I mean, you know, it's a real mix of Arab, Southern Indian, African. I mean, maybe that's why the food's so delicious.
Food is so delicious because we like the taste.
Lunch is fresh sardines grilled over charcoal. Some incredible prawns. And mishakik, an Omani cookout staple. Cubed beef on skewers rubbed with cumin, garlic, and cardamom, then grilled. And local slipper lobsters, of course. And do not forget the cuttlefish masala. Delicious. Wow, the cuttlefish is incredible.
We cannot live without the sea. Our relationship with the sea is too strong.
So you on the water every day?
Myself, I like being in the water. Even 24 hours, I don't mind. This is what's great about Oman itself. People cannot go away from the sea itself, from the sand itself.
What we like is black natural. We want to make it as natural as it looks and it appears and how it was before.
We're born in this beautiful country and we try to look after it. It has to stay because inside the heart here, it's like the flower. If we keep it and look after it, give them the right water, it will grow.
Miles south of Muscat, the pavement ends and you hit this. Sharqiya Sands, on the edge of Ruba al-Hali, the largest sand desert in the world. Once you get up in a soft sand, things change. Everything changes. You change. This is the traditional domain of the Bedouin, who for thousands of years have moved across this harsh, dry, seemingly endless landscape, making it their home. Amr al-Wahibi and his family continue the tradition. Ahmed al-Mawruhi is a hardcore ambassador for the empty places of the desert. He's spent more time there, much of it alone, than just about anyone. The Bedouin have been crossing the empty quarter hundreds of years, thousands of years?
Thousands of years, thousands of years. The Bedouin are the kings of the desert. It's their place, it's their area, and they know how to live and they know how to suffer.
Mark Evans, a polar and desert expedition leader, knows firsthand how difficult the empty quarter can be. Guided by Amr and accompanied by colleague Mohammed Al-Zajali, he recently made the crossing, walking over 600 miles with camels in tow.
The first 12 days of our journey, crossing the empty quarter, we didn't touch our own food at all. And it became a competition to be more generous than the previous.
So you'd meet people out there all along the way?
You would. Even though nobody lived there, people would find you and travel.
حنا يومينا الضيف يوميني نكرم بهذه الاشياء.
Usually the guy who come, he have to open the head.
Okay. Oh, I know just what I'm going for. I got it.
Pull it. Yeah, that is all.
Cheek.
Yeah. Remove the eyes. Here.
Woo.
It's too hot. This is the pot.
Good.
It's good if you have got whiskey or brandy or...
You know, the empty quarter is emptier than it's ever been. It's almost impossible to do what the old explorers did because they relied upon local people being in situ. The Bedouin have migrated to the edge of the deserts, where life is easier, really. But they don't want to let go completely. Amr sends his children to school. in Badir, but yet he wants them to live in the sand where they have the freedom and that connection to their roots.
يعطيني البريك اغسلك مره.
Is someone cross the empty quarter alone? Absolutely alone? No, you need people with you.
You need people.
In my earlier years, I was taking lots of young people on expeditions up to the Arctic, which is very different to here, but the Inuit and the Bedouin have a lot of similarities. They both live on the edge of human tolerance. They're much more open and friendly people. It's like coming home when you come out here. It's very incredibly powerful and enables you to put everything in perspective. Fridtjof Nansen, the Norwegian explorer, said that salvation will not come from the rushing centers of civilization. Deliverance will come from the lonely places. In other words, we all need places to think and calm down and
اختار اقعد في حرف العرقوب وانا مرتاح، قلبي مطمن وروحي مطمن.
There's Trinidad and Tobago. One country, two very different islands, two very different places. One island is what you expected when you arrived wearing flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt all greased up with cocoa butter. The other ain't about that at all.
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
If I had the choice, I would choose to live back when Calypso brought the news. If I had the choice, I would choose to live right back when Calypso brought the news. No more reporters, no anchormen, no recorder, no pad and pen, no nosy cameras to point and shoot, no red ink to cross out the truth.
Many visitors come to Trinidad for one thing and one thing only, Carnival, which locals say is the biggest party on earth, a pre-Lenten festival of costumes, food, copious drinking, and the kind of dancing you better be good at before trying in public. It's almost 2 months before the party officially starts, but here in Trinidad's capital, Port of Spain, the carnival season has already begun.
I thought it was a pity that you went here during the peak of the carnival season.
I'll tell you something really terrible about myself. Like, I've never been to Mardi Gras, Carnival in Rio, any kind of carnival. Like, large numbers of strangers swarming through the streets, dancing in uniforms.
Doesn't do it for you?
No, some of my deepest fears are having to dance or sing in public. Either of these would be terrifying. So this seems like a situation where that might come up, you know? Queen's Park Savannah will be the epicenter of Carnival. But tonight, it's still Trinidad's street food center. My dinner companion for some fried snapper is LaShawn Prescott, who's here to tell me about 2 essential skills necessary for the proper enjoyment of local nightlife. Turns out I am very good at one and suck epically at the other. What is liming?
Liming is like our version of hanging out,
right.
You know. You're with friends, you're chilling, that's liming.
Is there alcohol involved? Chances are, if you're liming,
probably.
you're sipping.
I mean, you can lime without beer.
What about the rum? I haven't had any rum here. How does one drink rum here, and which rum should I be drinking? Does one drink it on the rocks?
One drinks it with Coke.
With Coke?
Yeah, rum and Coke.
But the rum's supposed to be really, really good here.
Yeah.
What do I want to mess it up with Coke for? Okay, so we've established what liming is. What is whining?
The technical term is the circumduction of the hips. And it's a style of dance. And if you're not used to the culture, you don't understand what it means, you can interpret it the wrong way. When you see it for the first time, you can think it's seductive, you can think it's sexual. But people can whine on each other and not really mean anything. I can whine on you and it doesn't mean that I want to take you home, you know? It's something that's really about freedom of expression of self. And it's something that crosses ages, races, ethnicities, especially during carnival time. You see people from high status and people who are, you know, lower class. They both whine together. You know, the barriers are no longer there. It's all just a mix of all the different ethnicities and stuff.
The faces you see in the streets are African, Indian, Chinese, Middle Eastern in features, and every shade of mix in between. This patchwork of ethnic identities and colors is a direct legacy of Trinidad's colonial past. Located at the southern end of the Caribbean Sea, 7 miles offshore from Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago have long been important ports of call. Like a lot of islands in the area, everybody's been through here at one point or another. The usual European hunters of fortune. The Spanish came looking for gold. Then the Dutch, French, and British took their turns at the real money of the time, sugar. An economy built on plantation labor and slavery. Finally, the island hit the big money, oil. A pair of seemingly unrelated events had a big impact on the island's musical culture. During World War II, the U.S. Navy built an oil depot to supply overseas strategic needs. And decades earlier, the ruling British had banned drums made from traditional-style animal skins after a series of riots they insisted had been inspired by African drumming. One improvises in such circumstances, and all those oil drums were repurposed. This is Phase 2, one of only 11 large steel bands taking part in the worldwide competition Panorama that happens in a few weeks. Winner gets 150 grand. They've taken home the prize 7 times, in no small part due to this man, Lennox Bugsy Sharp. The rehearsal space is called a panyard, and if you're lucky, somebody nearby is making this: corn soup, split pea broth, dumplings, and of course, corn. Kim Johnson is a local journalist and historian who knows about this stuff. It's far more complex than you think. Wow. I gotta tell you, that was incredible. I've heard a lot of, little steel drum bands around the Caribbean, but nothing like that. All percussion, right? 100%.
Yes.
How did your interest in this develop?
I grew up here. Later, I became a writer. I discovered there were just hundreds of stories. Because in the early days, up until the 60s, the steel bands were partly like street gangs. They would fight with one another. The West Side Story,
right?
Kind of thing. The steel bands doubled as that. So I just got fascinated by tracking down all of these pioneers and getting their stories and how they got involved.
I'll be 64 years this year. I played music since a little kid.
Yeah, these stories that he grew up with them in one of his backyards. So when he was about 3 years old, he was going out playing with them.
Bugsy composes his pieces by layering different types of drums on top of each other. The engine room, made of unpitched percussion, lays down the groove. Next, a section of 6 bass pans drops a bass line. The guitar and cello pans add harmonies that sound like strumming. And the frontline pans play the melody. The result, a symphonic wall of sound.
I would like someday to marry this with a big symphony orchestra. Yeah, Anthony, that's my dream.
It's because of the music Africans survived slavery. Not just physically, survived psychically. It's a question of just improvising instruments.
Holy crap. Okay. This is a challenge. People keep coming up to me in the street. The first thing they say is, have you had doubles yet? Did you get a doubles yet? So, I'm eating doubles, all right? Doubles are a Caribbean take on the Indian chana bhatura. 2 floppy, tender pieces of soft Indian-style bread loaded with a wet heap of curried chickpeas, pepper sauce, and mango. Structurally, I have questions here. I don't want seepage. Seepage is never good. When someone uses seepage in a sentence, nothing good is going to happen. I'm going to suck the paper. I don't think there's meat in here. But I still like it. It's really, really good. A half-century after Trinidad became independent of the British Empire, there are surprisingly few architectural remnants. But the face of the country and its population were forever changed when slavery ended in 1834, and Great Britain found itself in need of cheap, if not free, labor to work the plantations. They found it in East India.
At the abolition of slavery, the plantation owners desperately needed to find labor to fill the void created by the slaves who turned their backs on the plantation for obvious reasons. And they looked around, they tried Portuguese, they tried Chinese, they tried many communities until they found out that the Indians were the best suited because they were already planting sugarcane in India successfully.
Between the end of outright slavery and the beginning of World War I, 150,000 indentured servants were brought here from India. Indentured servitude is slavery by another name. The people brought here from India were bought, sold, and treated like property. But we're told that if they completed 5 years of often backbreaking labor, they would be set free. Noon on a Monday, ordinarily a work day, but today the Singh family is having a boys' river line. Chan, the patriarch, is a retired diplomat. His son, Keshav, is a music producer. Uncle Charlie is in charge of the cooking. How far back did the family go?
This family is going back to 1845.
1845. Those were hard times. Life was not good for the family in India.
There was poverty, there was wars and all sorts of things. And yes, they came into real hard times here because the indentured immigrant from India replaced the liberated slaves, and the conditions were not very different.
Difficult times, but it was a means to social mobility and away from their situation in India.
We are products, descendants of that generation.
Start with 1 whole duck, hack into pieces, rub with lime juice, season with hot peppers, garlic, and the tropical herb shadow beni. Add generous helpings of masala and curry powder. Marinate for a bit, then sear in oil, then simmer in coconut milk until tender. Man, that's good. That's really good. We better kill some more ducks, because that is...
When we have it like this, when we're drinking before the actual meal, it's like an appetizer, but we call it cutters because it cuts The alcohol.
Right, I'm sobering up as we speak. So, look, you're all Trinidadian.
Yeah.
Trinidad first, Indian second.
Yes, I mean, when the Indians came, 160-something years ago, there was a disconnect with the motherland.
Most of these Indians were promised that they were going for a short tenure to make a lot of money and then return home.
They gave return passage or land.
So when the first Indians took the option to go back, couldn't find their families.
Right.
And those who found their families were rejected because they said, you guys abandoned us for 5 years.
Wow.
You may as well take that 5 acres of land and stay there. So there's no closure to descendants like us who have not found any connection between our families in India.
Soft paratha dough is cooked on a massive tawa and slathered with ghee. But here, just as it's reaching peak flakiness, it gets a beating.
Here they call it bust-up shot, which means burst-up shirt.
Burst-up shirt.
Because they make a huge paratha and then they whack it with 2 sticks.
Oh, okay. I thought they were talking about what's going to happen to my shirt. What about skin color? Look, you look at Jamaica, you look at Haiti. I don't get what they say, but what they do is it's still a powerful determinant of where your status is in the power structure.
Yeah.
Does that exist here?
It's not something that has consumed our imagination. Being Trinidadian is not necessarily color tone oriented, but it's more, and I think what people really revel and enjoy is the common experiences. The food is the glue that binds a society together.
In spite of the problem that we have here, we are still one of the most harmonious, multi-ethnic societies in the world. And the multi-ethnicity of Trinidad, the multi-religious tolerance, are examples for the world to follow. We are a small island, and if you don't learn to live together, you have to live in the sea. We have to.
All right.
Why? Trinidad is nice. Trinidad is a paradise. Trinidad is nice. Trinidad is a paradise. Now, ding, 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 la, 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 la.
Yeah, my theory was always the whole world is going to look like Trinidad in 100 years. Anyway.
Great world.
Well, I think so. Cheers to that.
Cheers, cheers.
Trinidad is nice. Trinidad is a paradise. Why Trinidad is nice. Trinidad is a paradise. Thank you.
It started in 1898, more than 100 years ago. Most of the Christians were being persecuted by the Turks. So there was an exodus of Christians leaving Syria. They boarded the ships from Beirut, and as long as it was heading west, they thought they were going to America. Many of our parents landed in Trinidad, and that's when we started. That's the first generation.
Just outside of Port of Spain, Bayshore is one of the priciest neighborhoods in the country. I'm here as a guest of the Sabga Abouds, a successful family of Lebanese Syrians.
Look, isn't this amazing?
Beirut.
Yes, like no arak.
I do indeed.
Would you like arak?
A little ice and some water would be
perfect. My drink of choice is Grey Goose and coconut water.
The family's story is not an uncommon one. The first members came here during the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, arriving penniless. They worked their way up as textile merchants and branched out to run businesses that sell everything from medical equipment to real estate. And how large is the community now in Trinidad?
A little under 5,000.
That's still a fairly small percentage of the...
Extremely small. Actually, we are the smallest ethnic group in Trinidad.
But the most powerful, almost the most powerful. Smallest but most powerful, huh?
That's not bragging. Syrian Lebanese merchant class are generally seen as the elite.
Actually, I'm very big in the food business. I have 120 restaurants. Call me the Starbucks of the Caribbean.
I can't tell you how happy I am about this meal. I love the food.
This is raw kibbe.
Best raw kibbe you'll ever eat in your life.
Yeah, this is the fried version, which is stuffed with the nice stuffing. And then we have the typical hummus. This is muhamra, which is made from chili paste and ground nuts, the best muhamra in Trinidad. Then we have falafel patties. We have grilled wings with garlic, which is every Arab loves. Fish in tahini sauce. You ever had that?
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm gonna pour some olive oil over our lovely things, because olive oil is a must.
I mean, and how closely do people stay in contact with family or relatives back in Lebanon or Syria? If at all?
Not very much.
We are Trinidadians too. As much as we are Lebanese and Syrian, we are Trinidadians. Trinidad has been good to us, and we know it.
But life is good here in Trinidad. Life is very good. But there is a measure of concern in the fact that at one time we used to have a huge middle class, which was a sort of a security in terms of any possible conflict between the haves and the have-not. But now that's eroding, and they're getting poorer. So they're starting to get angry.
What do you think the biggest danger is right now?
Civil commotion.
Civil commotion.
Yeah. We have a crime problem related to gangs, gang warfare.
Gang warfare. It ain't all good for everybody here by a long shot. Trinidad, with a population of only 1.3 million people, had 460 murders last year, giving Port of Spain a per capita murder rate higher than Detroit, Oakland, or Chicago. Mark Besant covers the subjects of drug and gang-related violence as an investigative journalist. People want you dead.
You could say that.
Who wants you dead, do you think?
Well, 2 years ago, I did a piece about the state prosecutor, Dana Sital, who was shot dead.
When State Prosecutor Dana Sital left the Mapao car park just before midnight on May 3rd, she had no inclination it would be her last moments alive.
When Mark began to look into the murder of the prosecutor, an informant told him there was a $20,000 contract on his life.
They had people following me over a period of time, some law enforcement officers and so on. So my company put me on a plane. I stayed under an assumed name for about 3 months in a location outside of Trinidad.
Generally speaking, when people like that want you dead, they get you. Why are you back?
I guess, to quote from a great US journalist, Walter Cronkite, it's not what you want people to know, it's what they need to know. We need to have people held accountable for certain things. With drug trafficking being one of the biggest businesses in the world, Trinidad continues to be a major transshipment point for drug dealers to get that product out to North America and to Europe. So you find now the explosion of violence that we have is for those that are involved locally with the drug trafficking, this fight for territory.
An estimated $3.5 billion worth of narcotics move through the Caribbean each year. Trinidad's porous borders, busy port, proximity to Venezuela, and the inevitable corruption that comes with numbers and threats like that make it, unfortunately, an ideal transshipment point. How bad is high-level corruption alleged to be?
Fairly deep. I think that the complicity comes across the law enforcement agencies, customs, police officers, even at higher levels.
And with corruption, poverty, hopelessness, add some radical ideology to that, and Trinidad has proved relatively fertile ground for the recruitment of ISIS fighters and terrorists.
It's quite alarming, Trinidadian nationals being one of the highest in the region, going to Syria. And it's over 100 on a list, an FBI list. They feel that it's the calling from ISIS that they need to go.
So what's the future look like? What do you think? How's it gonna go?
Wow, that's a loaded question. There are really good people here in Trinidad. There are really, really good people that can make a difference on all fronts. If we go down the path that we're going down, they will be all bad.
In 1990, the radical Islamic group Jamaat al-Muslimin laid siege to Trinidad's parliament, claiming they were responding to rising inequality, poverty, and religious discrimination. What ensued was a violent and terrifying disaster. 26 people were killed in skirmishes, and the hostage takers, would-be revolutionaries, gave up in exchange for clemency after 6 days. Little changed. Mohammed Muakil's father took part in the attempted coup. He grew up, in fact, in the Jamaat al-Muslimin compound. But he's chosen to take a different path: music. He's the lead singer of Freetown Collective, a band named after a Port of Spain neighborhood that was once a settlement for freed slaves.
They say we can't write no love songs, live fast and we die young. They say we doomed to fail, yeah. They say we doomed to fail. They say we prone to violence and a sinking silence. They don't know what they say. No.
Much like a lot of reggae, his music calls out the social ills that have been disproportionately visited on the Afro-Caribbean population.
I see bodies lying in the streets, nations collapse in the midday. Lord, I need to cool my head. They're calling it a brave new world, freedom for brave new boys and girls. What good is freedom if you're dead?
You look around my city right now, and a lot of young people are choosing death over life because the life that they look at doesn't feel like it's substantiated by anything.
In the Freetown neighborhood now called Belmont, he lives with his 81-year-old granny, Neela Natu.
The thing is that recently we've had a lot of people who I've known, who I grew up with, who've gone to fight in Syria, who've left here. I mean, they will tell you that the official count is 140. I would say it's more.
You'd say it's more?
I'd say it's more.
And why do you think people would go?
I'd have to go back into my childhood to explain that to you. The coup that happened here happened when I was 6 years old. And you had all these young people in there who had this idea, we're going to build this thing. There's this community that's going to stand up against what's going on in Trinidad, that's going to stand up against the drugs and stand up against poverty and stand up against crime, and nothing happened.
In none of these causes, religious fundamentalism or fervor has not come up. Every issue you've mentioned so far has been perceived inadequacy of social justice.
Right, yeah.
So these kids going off to Syria, they have any idea what they're doing? Or are they just pissed off?
No, they do not. People say that poverty breeds crime. I don't think poverty breeds crime in a sense. I think exclusion breeds crime. Because if I truly care for you, if I feel like you are a part of the thing that I exist in, then I won't hurt you. I might come in your house and steal some food. But when you see that kind of violence being enacted, you have to ask yourself, it's not just somebody saying, I need this tablecloth, I'm gonna take this. No, I want this tablecloth. And you've had this tablecloth for too long. So you know what? I'm gonna take this out on you. This is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. And that's what we're seeing now. I mean, how long can people put up with something before they decide this is enough? You know what I mean?
Would you say that Carnival and that Carnival attitude, the liming culture, might as well be a brilliant strategy to narcotize the people into being satisfied with the status quo?
Everything here is somehow designed to pacify it without us really realizing. So our music, which is supposed to give us adrenaline, as well as sleeping pills sometimes, it's just doling out sleeping pills. Like, go ahead, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. You're a Trini. Trini means fun-loving and happy and whatever, despite whatever it is.
It's a big and delicious home-cooked meal.
I caught this myself.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Red snapper?
Yeah.
The snapper is seasoned with lime juice, shadow benny, and onion. What's this dish called? Is there a name for it?
This is called oil down.
Oil down?
Yeah.
For oil down, they season breadfruit and meat with dasheen and green figs, then simmer in coconut milk.
And, well, she uses pork, as you can see, which I know I can't have any, so that's okay.
Now, your grandma, not a Muslim.
No, the Roman Catholic.
Roman Catholic.
Of Roman Catholics.
Old school.
Sacred Heart up on the wall.
I got a kind of a perfect one for you, so you would have it.
Oh, beautiful, thank you.
Pastel.
This is mostly when the Spaniards were here, introduced this. It's a Spanish thing.
Pastels are the Caribbean cousin to the tamale. Minced beef is wrapped in cornmeal dough, then in banana leaf, then steamed.
She will feed you till you burst, like any grandmother, you know, right? Yeah.
I'd be well looked after.
And that is once a year.
So when do these ordinarily...
Christmas time.
Christmas time. This is very, very delicious.
Thank you very much. And one thing I vex about, why he didn't put ice in his glass?
It's good, it's fine.
So he must say thanks or whatever. You may tell Mohammed it's not good.
So you have that generation. Very proper. Like, very, very proper. And one of the things about Trinidad is that...
Mohammed, don't bad talk me.
I'm not bad talking you. I only speak the truth. That generation very much believed in independence and that this nation would be something. And then they told their children, study and come and help this nation, build this nation, it's gonna be something. And that generation, which was my parents, they did that.
Right.
And then they had kids, you know? And all of a sudden it was like, okay, all these things y'all been saying about building a nation and whatever, how come I'm seeing these people benefiting and I'm not? How come I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that, I'm seeing that? And there were very few answers, you know what I mean?
So who runs this country?
Like everywhere else, that 1%, like everywhere else.
Everybody here is very eager to tell you what a wonderful mix it is. And the food, if you look at it, is this incredibly harmonious stew pot. But I guess life doesn't work as well as food.
No, the only thing we've agreed on in this place is how much salt to put in anything. So that's the only thing we've agreed on.
Man, we on a mission. Our whole world to change. Yeah. Our whole world to change.
Trinidad, it should be pointed out right now before you start packing your Speedo and your cocoa butter, is an industrial island. And like so many places, industrialization is changing the landscape here. But some things persist, remain, echo from all the way back then. When West African slaves would covertly do this. Kalinda.
This martial art, based on our research, is maybe 500-600 years old.
Stick fighting variations occur throughout the Caribbean, but in Trinidad and Tobago, it's like deep in the blood.
This martial art was illegal for many, many years, yes?
Yeah.
I mean, certainly during slavery times, it was illegal.
To this date, I believe there's still laws on our books that ban this stick, and if you're caught with it, you could go to jail.
The laws of slavery times forced this sport underground. Like capoeira, it often had to be disguised as a dance. But this ain't no dance.
The guys with the whip and the guys with the stick were all the guys saying, you have not broken us. We will continue to resist to the ends of time.
Rondell Benjamin and Keegan Taylor studied fighting styles from around the world before coming around to their own homegrown martial art. Now, what's legal?
What's not legal is...
Let's say what's not legal.
I can't hit to the legs.
You can't? Oh, damn, because that would be the first thing I'd think of. I'm thinking, I gotta get that knee in particular.
Now, to be honest, in stick fighting, legal and illegal is a concept, but it doesn't stop that kind of stuff from happening.
Right. But I mean, let's face it, this is a pretty heavy object.
Yeah.
I get a good swing, a tee off, and I get a clean shot on the head. This is what the New York Police Department would call a deadly weapon.
Yes, sir.
If I'm fighting, if I'm really fighting, I'm a monster. I gotta lick you down, I gotta kill you, I gotta dig you up, I gotta bury you, I gotta murder you, I gotta take you out. The demon in me is gonna come out, but I call that demon to walk.
King David is one of the old school street fighters who has kept this form from fading over the years. As in Brazil and the Deep South, African slaves were given little to work with when it came time for the meal. More often than not, if they wanted meat, they had to make do with what the slave masters did not want. A tongue here, cow foot there. Here, as elsewhere, they figured out how to make something delicious and tender from whatever there was. Like souse, pigfoot is pickled in shadow beni, onions, and hot peppers, and then topped off with cucumbers. This is a martial art. You either win or you lose.
Correct.
How do you win? What decides winner?
Who draws blood first win. All it requires is the end result. All you have to do is cut the guy.
Blood is blood.
What's the worst injury you've ever had in a fight?
This finger.
What's the worst injury you've seen in a fight?
I see a man lost the eye. So I saw a man die. You have to be a real warrior, born fighter, to stand up there and face that demon, which walking like a man.
Miles east of Trinidad, its sister island, Tobago. A whole different vibe around here. More like what you'd hope for when you waddle away from the buffet on the SS Norwalk cruise ship. Lazy beach days, boat drinks, villas, all set to a Calypso beat. In the 1800s, slaves would sing the news and gossip of the day in a Creole patois to an African beat. Later, musicians added European-style melodies, and Calypso was born. The longtime reigning queen of this music, an absolute pioneer of the form, is Calypso Rose.
Say that I reign too long, forgetting that the Constitution is strong. Instead of respecting the long reign, they make it threat to take down the man. I've been breaking down walls ever since I was told they would stand up tall and strong like a wrecking drum. I would knock them down.
She was the first woman to win the Calypso King title, which tells you what the environment was like at the time for a female artist.
Everywhere I reign supreme, the one and only Calypso queen. No man alive or dead could come and take me from off my head.
Rose grew up in a large and strict Baptist family in Tobago until she was 9 years old and was sent to live with her aunt in Trinidad. So she grew up with a foot in each island.
What's the difference between growing up in Trinidad and growing up in Tobago?
It's much different. Tobagonians are 99.5% African. They are African slave descendants. The culture is more African. And this here is the cornmeal cuckoo. They call it fufu in Africa. When Tobago, they say cuckoo.
And this is callaloo.
And this is the callaloo made from the leaves of dasheen, you know? But the great thing is the crab. Everybody come to Tobago and must eat crab and dumplings. The dry coconut, they grated the coconut, and the juice of that coconut, they put it in the pot with the little ingredients like tomato, onion, chive, and your curry.
Crunch it up.
Good teeth. If you have false teeth, be careful.
All right. So far, so good. Here's what really fascinates me is you started singing Calypso music and writing songs.
Of course.
At a time when it was only men. Your father was not
against it.
Against it.
My father was spiritual Baptist minister. My father said Calypso belongs to the devil.
Calypso belongs to the devil, but it also belonged to men. And here you are at age 15
age 13 I started
doing
writing.
what was considered a completely revolutionary thing. What was it about you that made you strong enough and different enough and determined enough to choose to do such a difficult and unusual thing when everybody was against it?
My fans. Because some people at home, they're sad, they're going through so much financially, economically, they're being abused by the spouse, and they come out to have a good time. And when they come out, I bring joy to their heart.
So is making beautiful things enough?
Yes, making beautiful things enough. But when you start thinking consciously and beautiful things, like how the sea is rolling there, how the sea is moving, moving, moving. Making beautiful things is enough.
It is enough. No island in the sun is paradise on Earth, however it might look from the concrete blocks, glass cubicles, or wood boxes we may live in. And all the dancing and music and great food in the world can never hold together by itself what would keep us apart. What might look like a utopian stew of ethnicities and cultures living together under gently swaying palms is, of course, a far more complicated matter. But Trinidad has done better than most, and in proud and unique style. C-130 Hercules is past the point of no return, the point at which there's not enough fuel to safely turn back, no matter what the weather is on the ice. It's loud back here, the moan of 4 massive props, relentless. I'm dressed, like all of us who've been approved to make this journey, in the same regulation gear as required by the National Science Foundation for all flights and means of conveyance on the ice. Thick, goose-down parka, known by one and all as Big Red, heavy waterproof overalls, inflatable bunny boots, gloves, long underwear, cap. I am talking layers.
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha-la-la-la-la, 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 sha-la-la-la-la.
The runway is frozen sea ice, 10 feet thick. The airport shuttle,
Ivan the Terrabus, a road warrior-looking behemoth that takes us slowly towards our destination.
We're driving Ivan, 40 feet long, 67,000 pounds, 23 years old, made out of some good Canadian steel. Sometimes the heat actually works. This year it does.
It is no short hop to Antarctica, and no easy thing to see it the way it should be seen. The last unfucked up place on Earth.
There we are. Try to get plenty of rest and enjoy the Antarctic.
McMurdo Station, the largest U.S. base on the continent. The hub, supply, and support center for everything we do here in Antarctica. The pursuit of pure science. It ain't pretty. It looks like a mining camp. But look closely and you notice things, like the total absence of litter. Not a single cigarette butt. It's one of the most carefully regulated communities on the planet. And it is a community, a tightly knit, highly organized, very odd subculture of just under 1,000 people in summer and 150 in winter, all working towards the same thing in this most remote, barren, yet stunningly beautiful continent. Work is seasonal in McMurdo, and it's the type of place that demands a very special kind of individual. Everyone is interdependent and comes to realize that very quickly. The scientists, known in local parlance as beakers, depend absolutely on a support community of specialists like the carps or carpenters, heavy equipment operators, the fuelies, riggers, pilots, wasties, cooks. Like I said, it takes a special breed of hard ass to not just make it down here, but like it. You got to be tough.
Right now, I love being in McMurdo because it's like being at a spa for scientists.
Doug McHale is one of the world's preeminent glaciologists who's been coming to Antarctica since the 70s. The Coffee House, one of 3 watering holes on station. It's not much to look at, but offers a welcome respite from the cold.
One thing about this continent that's special is the vertical hierarchy. Everybody respects up and down equally. The janitor really does have a sense that their action is right at the front line. That doesn't happen as much elsewhere in the world of science. Tangibly seeing a contribution.
What brought you here? It's cold out here.
It's part of some kind of personal honor. People who come as a scientist might think of their science as driving them more than thinking of coming to a place that is definitely different than anywhere else in the world.
Despite its seemingly endless whiteness, what you see is a desert, technically. The highest and driest on the planet. A frozen desert, holding 61% of the entire world's fresh water. It looks like nothing lives. You won't see a single plant, a single leaf, and certainly not a puppy. Even the sun this time of year never sets. It moves in lazy circles around the sky. But shit is indeed moving. Beneath your feet, all around you, just very slowly.
An ice shelf is a kind of glacier that flows off the land, but it begins to float in the ocean.
It's fresh water.
It's freshwater ice, and the ice itself varies from the snow like today, right, and down at the bottom, ice that might have fallen as snow 35,000 years ago. It's the part of the Antarctic ice sheet we call the buttress because it fringes the entire continent. It might take 50,000 years for the ice at South Pole to get into the Ross Sea and bust off as an iceberg. But it would take only 20,000 years or even 10,000 years if the ice shelf wasn't there. This is the biggest pile of free ice in the solar system.
McMurdo is at the tip of Ross Island, surrounded by miles of frozen sea. There are a lot of different types of ice down here.
Glaciology started about 50 years ago. Our entire science is driven by the fact that we're still trying to figure out what Antarctica is doing in terms of sea level, how the ice sheet is expanding or contracting, how it's flowing, whether it melts in some places, how it busts off icebergs that float away in the ocean. And we're trying to come up with some kind of a solid, reliable statement about what cities like San Francisco and New York and Shanghai have to plan for.
Antarctica, for all too obvious reasons, remained free of any sustained human contact until the mid-20th century, when the U.S. Navy launched Operation Deep Freeze, an enormous logistical enterprise that established the first permanent base here at McMurdo in 1955.
Deep down in the ice, caves were cut, and here the supplies were packed away in a natural fridge. Frozen meat, perfectly preserved, but where's that axe? Let's have a bit of 15-year-old ham.
Since the National Science Foundation took over from the Navy, things have gotten a lot less Wild West around here. It feels like dorm life at college. Bathrooms are communal, everybody rotates housekeeping duties, and everybody shuffles off at designated hours to the galley, where the cooks do the very best they can, given the infrequent delivery of what are called with longing tones around here, freshies, or anything not frozen, canned, or prepared.
Little connectivity I have with the outside world, I owe entirely to you. You've been helping me enormously.
Joni works IT and has been coming here for 9 seasons.
But it's coming, right? I mean, sooner or later they're going to put a satellite up there and everyone out here is going to
Maybe. I mean, I think we're a long way away from having cell service down here and everybody having internet like at home.
It's really the last place on Earth for cell service.
Christy is a heavy equipment operator, coming for 19 seasons.
I actually started off in 2 seasons in the galley, and then I ended up getting trained on the equipment.
So you learned an entirely new profession so that you could stay here.
Yeah.
And Jules, another heavy equipment operator, who could most likely kick your ass, eat your lunch, then kick your ass again, has been coming for an astonishing 38 seasons.
So what were you doing before?
See, my mom worked for the company, and she wanted me to come, because I didn't want to come.
She was trying to get rid of you, or what?
Yeah, she wanted to come.
When you first started coming, how many women were here? What was the ratio?
My first 2 years were at South Pole. There were probably 90 civilians. I was the only female at South Pole. And there were probably 12 total in McMurdo and probably 1,100 men.
Was the Navy still running the place back then?
Yes, and I had a lot of respect because the United States Navy was the one that integrated this place. And originally down here it was kind of this thing like, shall we let women be here?
Right.
And then we had an admiral come down and he's like, dude, where's all the women? And oh, we don't have facilities for them. And he said, well, you goddamn better get facilities for them. When I first came down here, the company was all about, hey, this is special. There's not very many civilians. You know, it's wild and free, and it's a great place to be.
Just looking out the window, having seen what you see on a regular basis and experienced what you've experienced, is that an alienating experience?
I really appreciate how simple life is and how little you need to get by. Like, you just pack a couple duffel bags and you come down. But then I find when I get home, sometimes I get caught up in the I want, I need. And that's the part that kind of bums me out.
And that's one of the things I like about it, is that there's no rat race, there's no errands. It's a pretty egalitarian society here. NSF sitting down at tables with us, and the janitors and the fuelies are as important as the people who run the station. Nothing gets done without power, and there's no power without fuel. There's no fuel without roads. There's no roads without heavy equipment. So it just kind of goes from there, and I kind of appreciate what everybody else's role is.
This is a place where things are more powerful that don't involve money.
You make lifelong friendships. The beauty of this place is astounding. It's such a unique experience.
There's something magical about being here, a shared experience. You know, a lot of people get really hooked on this place, and it's inexpressible, I guess, as to what it is.
In Antarctica, the sun sets once a year and rises once a year. Some twilight in late March, then 5 months of darkness and extreme cold and weather conditions lasting until September. 6 months of daylight, the Antarctic summer season, where we are now. Constant sunlight, reflecting off the ice, and it can and does fry the brain.
right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Romano. This is the Hot Cup of Joe radio show. We're gonna spin some tunes here. I have a special guest in here today. Here to visit us at the McMurdo Station, Antarctica, Mr. Anthony Bourdain.
There are no roads and few suitable runways beyond McMurdo. For short hops, the main mode of transportation is helicopter. Ryan Skorecki gets a lot of flying time shuttling scientists to and from remote field camps.
So that's Mount Lister. It's probably 60 or 70 miles away, and that's over 14,000 feet high.
Looks close.
Yeah. Look at that massive snow bridge right there, huh? And there's some good building-sized blocks.
How deep are those crevasses?
They'd swallow buildings. It's very impressive.
So that's what you don't want to hit with your snowmobile.
Right.
People climb around in those things?
The mountaineers don't have drills to practice extricating somebody.
There is a steep learning curve to flying down here, skillfully handling gale force winds, reduced control at high altitudes, and the unpredictability of extreme turbulence around mountains and active volcanoes.
Slowly but surely climbing. And it's minus 20 outside.
Erebus, and that's
Mount Terror.
This is Mount Erebus, the southernmost active volcano on Earth. Antarctica was a great mystery for most of human history. Only a theory, a great white space at the bottom of the world.
We're just passing 8,500, so we'll go another 4,000. You're gonna see the main crater in just a second.
The conditions endured by the first British Antarctic explorers like Scott and Shackleton and Norwegian Amundsen, and the lengths of time they endured them are, well, horrifying to imagine. They made their journeys in wooden ships, man-hauling equipment across glaciers, ice floes, mountains, and frozen seas, surviving on penguin meat when rations ran out.
You might start to smell some sulfur.
Yeah, I smell that sulfur. What's our altitude now?
13.2.
Cool.
About 22 miles from McMurdo is Cape Royds, where a penguin colony of about 2,000 breeding pairs live. Marine ecologist Dr. David Ainley has been studying this colony for 20 years.
So you're tagging the young ones?
Right.
Do you follow them through their entire life? I mean, essentially.
Yeah. This year we've got a bunch of individuals that are 20 years old.
Why penguins? What brought you to penguins initially?
Well, this kind of penguin just does everything with no secrets.
Right.
If you ask the right question and you're creative enough, then they're going to give you the answer without a lot of guessing. What really interests me is the relationship of these penguins to the ocean and how they fit into the food web. During the 90s, small colonies like Cape Royds were increasing much faster than the large colonies, where the competition for food was so intense. In the last 10 years, colonies started increasing again. We think it's because of a fishery for Antarctic toothfish. The toothfish and the penguins eat the same prey, so now there's more fish available for adults to capture and feed to their chicks.
Oh, so there's less competition, therefore more of the same prey available.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of them going in the water, but they're looking for some indicator that there's fish down there.
They're afraid to cross the ice crack because leopard seals might be in them. They're very hesitant. So then finally they make the plunge.
I mean, they're very agile. They don't look at first blush, they appear clumsy, but watching them, they've got a lot of moves.
Yeah, they're very, very agile.
Increasingly, people want to see penguins. They are much loved by, children everywhere. A lot of people would like to come to Antarctica as tourists and look at penguins up close in their natural environment without impacting them in a negative way. Is that a good thing?
And the thing about Antarctica is that most scientists just kind of keep their nose to the grindstone. So the only advocacy for Antarctica has to come from the public. It's very valuable to have these tours because then people have an ownership. They've been there and they see it.
What keeps you coming back? I mean, other than the work.
I wanted to come to Antarctica because I heard it was a very severe place and, nature was the king, daunting. Having a chance to be humbled by something greater than you is, I think, an important part of being here.
Not all of Antarctica is covered with ice. 60 miles out of town are the dry valleys. The 1% of the continent devoid of snowfall. Scott called it the Valley of Death, and it feels like Mars. In fact, they used to test out equipment for Martian exploration here. Desolate but beautiful. The Canada Glacier, a wall of ice, right there where it seems to have stopped short, pulled back, scraping up a beach on a frozen lake. Here is one of the NSF's oldest and more legendary field camps, Lake Hoare. Everything comes in by helicopter. The base here supports a small team of scientists and staff working on a variety of long-term projects. It is, however, most legendary for this woman, Ray Spain, the camp's manager, who's been coming to Lake Hoare for 19 seasons. Said to be the best cook on the continent, this in an environment where so-called freshies, the rare fresh vegetable, is spoken of in hushed tones of near fetishistic appreciation. Staying over at Lake Hoare is a rare privilege, enjoyed by few, like Dr. Michael Gusev, a hydroecologist, and Dr. Byron Adams, a biologist.
So what are you looking at here?
Everything that lives here lives in the soil. We study the soil organisms, mostly the animals that live here, but also the microbes that those animals feed off of.
Right.
This is just a marker to tell us to stay on this trail.
Okay.
These soils are so sensitive that if we walk off the trail or whatever, we can completely jack up the soil organisms that live below there.
Oh, like that guy?
Yeah, like that dude. He's totally, he's gonna get wiped out. When scientists came and first started studying, they thought that these soils were sterile, but we dispelled that myth. When the glaciers melt and the streams flow, that's where you find life.
So why does this area look like this? Where's the ice? How come the ground is sort of soft and spongy?
The polar plateau, where most of the ice accumulates, starts to spread out towards the edges of the continent, but the transantarctic mountains form a barrier. So the ice sheet hits the mountains and it can't get through. The other thing is that there are these really gnarly winds that come off of the drop down on the plateau and then rush towards the edges of the continent, gushing through these valleys.
So it's a fluky microclimate here.
We call it the banana belt of Antarctica. It's warm, we're coastal.
Life at Lake Hoare, considering the limitations and the difficulties, is freaking luxurious by continental standards. Out here, by the way, as everywhere on the continent, every bit of waste is separated and collected. One pees in a bottle and pours it in the barrel, where it is eventually collected and shipped back to America. Life here most definitely has its advantages. Ray and her staff seem always to be making something delicious. Homemade bread, scones, muffins appear throughout the day. Tonight, it's barbecue pork tenderloin.
Oh, that looks good. Pork tenderloin? Damn.
Grilled mahi sticks and shrimp, marinated in chili sauce. Homemade sourdough bread, a roasted beet salad.
Gosh, look at the salad. It's so purple and it has avocado in it.
What cannot be fresh is nonetheless delicious. Edamame salad with dried cranberries and carrots. Roasted vegetables. One might find oneself enjoying a cocktail or two.
This is an amazing spread.
I know.
What are you guys doing here? What are you looking for?
I'm collecting water samples in the streams and also collecting samples of the algae.
So we're looking at these cyanobacteria mats, which create this rainbow shag rug in the streams, which is it's super cool.
Well, you know, the beginning of the 20th century, when scientists and explorers were national heroes, there was a hunger for knowledge and discovery. Not a good climate for facts, though, we live in today.
No. We may interpret our facts differently, but we don't get to make up our own facts.
I mean, there are plenty of people out there who believe the Flintstones is pretty much an accurate portrayal of history.
Don't laugh, Mike. That's true.
I know. Public, they're funding our science in large part. You want that connection between the public and the scientist, and that's something we don't do a great job of back home.
I get this criticism all the time, though, that you scientists need to do a better job of presenting your research. I get that, but I'm a professor at a university. I present knowledge and information. They attend the classes, they learn all this awesome stuff, they're thoughtful, they enter the world, they make the world better, but they don't do it in a 5-minute soundbite.
But we live in a terrible new reality where you better have a 5-minute soundbite or they're coming for you.
Right. We gotta learn how to teach evolutionary biology, 140 characters.
Yeah, pretty much. So you guys just need better press.
Yeah.
You are gathering data that will potentially save the world from flesh-eating, anal-seeking algae. You need a giant nematode to rampage through West Virginia or some shit like that. Everybody's gonna be extremely interested in what you're doing.
In a battle between a nematode and the algae, who's going to win?
The algae. The nematodes eat algae.
For now. I'm betting on algae. You know, in this time, you've all chosen to come out here, and you've all been born in the wrong century. Why do you put up with these people?
Because everybody here is such incredible people. I can't help it. I can't find any place else like this. 34 years later, still in love with the place.
You, by the way, this is an amazing meal.
Lucky for us, some freshies showed up today because it gets really challenging.
It's her superpower.
Because I've got like 4 drawers of spices. I think that can make a difference.
Makes a difference.
Well, the meal was delicious. Thank you. This is sort of the last place on Earth where pure science seems to be celebrated at every level of society, where people are making great personal sacrifices in pursuit of knowledge. That sounds quaint where I come from. But it's an entire continent of seekers in a world that is increasingly hostile to basically everything you're all about. It's quite wonderful.
Wouldn't that be great, though? If everyone played as nice as we do with other nations, working together to do science, collaborating.
Yeah. Dream on, buddy.
Some money.
The meal is followed by a precarious trip across the frozen lake to the beach. Because what's Antarctica about if it ain't about a beach party?
Skier 22, Max Center, go ahead.
Gear 22, check pole 5 at 329er in the block 200 to 26030. Estimate pole 6 at 007, South Pole now.
Gear 22, roger, thank you.
Another C-130. The big, gorgeous workhorse of the Antarctic gets you to the ass end of the planet, where it's north every direction you go. Bottom of the world.
So I like to say this is the biggest airplane you can do little airplane things with. You see ski planes or float planes, and we're trying to do those same types of missions with a C-130, which is unusual.
Everything that built the station actually came on one of these C-130s. They had to build it using trusses and pieces that could fit in the confines of an LC-130.
It's a fun job, and supporting the scientists is fantastic.
In just a few hours, we cross the Ross Ice Shelf, fly up the Beardmore Glacier into the heart of Antarctica, the polar plateau.
How many miles from McMurdo to the pole around?
735 miles.
And Scott walked that? What was going through his mind?
Yeah.
They'd love to suffer.
The first explorers who got here or came close raced across the continent, striving to be the first. Amundsen made it before anyone in 1911, beating Scott by only 34 days. Amundsen wisely used huskies to pull his sleds across the ice. Scott didn't, and his team never made it back alive. The South Pole. What you might not know or be prepared for is the South Pole is high, like 9,000 feet above sea level. And it's cold, real cold, but you knew that. You feel the altitude. Today, the base at South Pole has the feel of a space station, a warm, comfortable bubble in the middle of, well, the Great Void. It can be incredibly harsh out there, with winds reaching as high as 50 knots and temperatures regularly dropping below -50 degrees Fahrenheit. About 200 scientists and staff work here during the summer season.
Some of the few freshies that left. Oh, really?
Chef Brian Denham is responsible for keeping them all fed and happy. He's been coming here for about 5 seasons, wintering over for 3 of those. Again, one makes a lot with a little.
What do you think a likely common thread is between all of the people who choose to come to this place?
Everybody's got a spirit of adventure here. It's really cool because you think, oh, I've done some pretty cool things, and then you talk to someone else and think, oh, I've done nothing.
Dr. Stuart Jeffries is an astronomer and solar specialist.
First year's for the adventure, the second year's for the money, the third year's because you don't fit in nowhere else.
Yeah, can't function anywhere else.
That's right.
Siri Grossman runs equipment and supply.
I really love it here. I feel like I live on a space station. I keep coming back.
It's damn good. I like after a hard day, dragging blocks of ice is exactly what you need.
People that work outside, I mean, they'll burn 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day.
Generally speaking, people can work between 1 and 4 hours at a time before they need to
come in and get warmed up.
Yeah.
We eat pretty good down here considering where we are. So we got a 5-week menu cycle. Right. Every Friday for 4 weeks is New York strips. On the 5th week, we do filet mignon and crab legs. We don't really do fancy food. We just do basic food well.
Filet mignon with crab legs?
Yeah, that's every 5 weeks.
Right. How do you deal with vegetarians with no freshies?
We got lots of frozen and canned stuff.
It's like justice.
Yeah.
Who determines the playlist?
It's usually whoever shift is going on at the time.
I think there was a complaint one day about the music. Then they picked this really awful song the next day and they played it over and over.
It was
and
an
over.
Afternoon Delight, and we just put it on loop. We started listening to German talk radio too.
German talk radio?
Yeah.
So what do you do here?
We're looking at the inside of the sun, doing a seismic probing.
No one's looking for frozen Nazi cyborgs?
I think they get those in the top few layers.
They're around here somewhere, I'm sure of it.
Beneath the station is a subterranean world. "2,000 feet of tunnels, 30 feet down. Carved into the walls, impromptu shrines, depicting personal messages, remembrances left behind by long-gone workers. a frozen, constantly moving and shifting network of passageways.
The walls come in, the ceiling comes down, the floor comes up.
Requiring constant maintenance.
What's supporting this roof?
Compaction of the snow.
Scott Smith runs the crews, keeping these tunnels clear and pipes flowing.
We're in the process now of taking the chainsaw depth off the walls and the ceiling to make them into a more usable entry. A lot of work.
Pretty amazing feat of engineering here.
The lowest recorded temperature at the South Pole is 117 degrees below zero.
We're roughly minus 59 right now.
Minus 59?
It's Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Well, it feels like minus 20.
Ish.
I can tell you it scorches the lungs and creeps through your heavy outerwear.
200 feet below the ground. We've melted a giant, enormous lake down to about 2 million gallons. It takes about 20 inches of snow to make an inch of water. Pump that fresh water supply up to the station. It gets treated at the power plant.
Yeah.
The rest comes back down, recirculated. It's hot, which then melts more ice.
Right.
This giant hole in the ground contains our sewage for future removal. Water on top, sewer on the bottom.
What do they do down here? Some pretty trippy shit, as it turns out. This is the Bicep in the Dark Sector Lab, and the South Pole Telescope, 10 meters across, mapping thousands of degrees of sky. Today, they're installing the most advanced camera of its kind.
It's the third generation South Pole Telescope camera, 16,000 pixels. It weighs about 2,500 pounds. In a couple days, we're gonna pull it up into the telescope and try and see if we can hit the sky with it.
Very cool. It's like a Bond villain stuff, you know.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Astrophysicists like Dan Marone will be looking through those telescopes at, get this, Sagittarius A, the freaking black hole at the center of the Milky Way.
We think we know what black holes look like, but no one's ever actually looked at one. And if you can build a telescope the size of the entire Earth, you can actually see with enough resolution to watch things swirling around, disappearing into the black hole. We're basically taking every sublunar telescope in the world to synthesize one telescope that's 11,000 kilometers across, basically in size of the entire Earth.
Really?
So that we can take a picture of the black hole at the center of our galaxy.
Wow. South Pole, particularly useful because
there's no other site like this. The atmosphere is extremely stable, it's extremely clear, there's no water in it, water absorbs the microwaves we're looking at, so you can just map the sky day and night for 6 months a year without stopping, and it gives you the best maps we can make short of going to space.
I grew up in the Kennedy era, where the space program was everything. The first man on the moon, the space race, the whole nation, can't wait till we can get to Mars. Nobody gives a fuck now. I mean, have you seen that change? Because I felt it change.
Yeah, it's true that there is an increased skepticism of objective reality these days, but this science stands on thousands of years of human accrued understanding.
Who's interested? Like, who's most likely to benefit?
There's no immediate answer to that question.
But you're asking basic questions about the fundamental nature of matter, time, space. Surely it was people asking those kinds of questions that led directly to technologies that we take for granted now.
That's right. I mean, there's no question. We have to solve hard problems to do these things. And when we solve them, they have other applications. I've always thought of this basic research, trying to understand the universe, as one of the most hopeful things that humans do. We just want to know.
What's at the other end of that? Wouldn't you kind of like to know? At a time when science is held in open contempt, when painfully acquired data is actually being deleted from computers if it conflicts with preconceived policies, these guys are looking at some deep stuff. Where do we come from? How does it all work? How far can we go? What are we as sentient humans capable of? And what's on the other side?
Oh, chilly. My face hurts. Oh. It really is the ass end of the world.
As the Antarctic summer season comes to an end, the U.S. Coast Guard icebreaker Polar Star cuts through 70 miles of frozen sea to make a channel for the resupply ship Ocean Giant. She delivers vital food and equipment to McMurdo before the winter closes in.
Just over 500 containers coming down, and it'll be 500 going back.
Well, it's just like a giant human. Food comes in, shit goes out.
Yep. Pretty much, yeah. The human waste does go out.
Yeah, everything, right?
The retro, the waste, old equipment.
Dale Rivers, Fleet Ops foreman, makes sure the supplies are moving on and off safely. The whole town mobilizes, working alongside hundreds of Navy Fleet Ops to unload and reload.
Oh yeah, that'll do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Russell Freeman is the executive chef at McMurdo.
It's our year supply of food.
Year supply?
Yep.
How old is this fucking bird?
Ideally, you would want it from last year.
We do a lot with a little.
Yeah. Soon after this vessel leaves, the population starts just going downhill.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to warm places, green grass, all the things you don't see down here.
Children, puppies, and
exactly.
Salads.
Yeah, and then we just scatter to the winds and regroup in August.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
At the end of the Antarctic summer season, there is, however, a vibrant party culture. And where people work hard, they deserve to party hard. Responsibly, of course. But they do go hard here. And whether it's the fuelies, or the wasties, or the riggers who throw the best parties, and there is much competition in this department, one can, it turns out, have a very good time at the end of the world.
Let's get another album queued up here.
I'm liking this song. All right, this is the world's worst and most technically inept DJ signing off. Thanks for listening.
Antarctica never gets old.
There is a curiosity in everyone who comes here. It's a continent of travelers, of seekers, united in the continuation of exploration, learning, the search for greater understanding, the pursuit of pure knowledge.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
Everything old is new again? Maybe not. I come close sometimes to believing that nothing actually ever changes. Back in the beginning, fresh out of the kitchen, when I first went out in the world trying to figure out how to make television, I came to northern Portugal.
É verdade.
Little did I know what I would find. Up until then, for 30 years spent working in kitchens, meat had come wrapped in plastic. I'd order it in boxes. I had never seen an animal die because I was making dinner.
Bom dia! Bom dia!
Hi, how you guys doing?
É muito alto. Os estrangeiros são quase todos muito altos. Mas são.
Mas olha, não sabe aquela homem grande?
Piroca pequena.
He's so cruel.
Esta noite à meia-noite. Eu vi tocar a rabeca. Julguei que era o meu amor. Já lhe tinha a porta aberta. Está sempre direita quem tem uma serpente. Quanto mais se mexe, mais ela se levanta. Olha a novidade, que linda que ela é. Salta macaquinho, olari, lolé.
All right. Ciao.
Tchau.
Oh, man. Whew. Had to call the crisis center.
Mas ele podia se assustar, coitado do homem.
Portugal, sandwiched between Spain and the Atlantic Ocean and tiny as countries go, has had an outsized impact on the world. During the Age of Discovery, the Portuguese went to sea in great numbers, gained fame as navigators, shipbuilders, explorers. They conquered a large part of the world, their empire stretching from Brazil to Africa to the East Indies. The city of Porto is a reflection and a creation of that relationship with the sea. A lot has changed since I was last here. Or has it?
Eu só aguento que é firme. Nós sabemos que vai dar uma de paus, que é firme, dá pescadores e ganha logo ali.
When I decided to return to take another look at this place, I of course reached out to José de Mireles, my old boss and first entree to Portugal.
How you doing? You're welcome. Good, man. You're good?
Yeah, nice to see you.
It's been a long, long time.
José is from the area around Porto, and this time, just like back then, he said, come, see my country, meet my family, we'll do a pig feast.
16 years later, I came here in 2001. One of the first times I've ever been on television, and here we are again.
There are only so many beautiful places left in the world. Porto is one of them. It's gorgeous. Has it changed too much?
Yeah, especially big cities, special Porto, it changed a lot. It was never a tourist town, now it's packed with tourists.
So is that good news or bad news?
It's good news.
It's good news.
I mean, it's good for the economy and special. It came up during the big financial crisis and all that, so it was a great help for the city.
I mean, it looks even prettier than it looked last time. They seem to have fixed up a lot of buildings.
Because the downtown area, the historic area of Porto was completely degraded. All buildings collapsing, and with the flux of tourism, a lot of people invest, then they start fixing it.
So, what are we eating here? What's the specialty?
Actually, we're going to start with tingas. That's a small sardines.
You eat everything, the bones, you eat the whole.
Everything. You can eat 1,000 of them, and your plate is empty, so that's a good thing. Nobody can tell you how many you eat. What's here? Okay, what's here? You ready for the tribes?
Yes.
Absolutely, let's go. Tribes is the iconic dish of Porto.
Tripeiros, right?
Tripeiros. We are known as tripeiros.
Right.
That's tribe people.
Why?
There was a couple of stories. The more historical one, I guess, Henry, the navigator, at one point he was putting an armada of ships to go to Ceuta.
Right.
The people from Porto gave them all the meat they have. So
all they're left with?
Just with the tribes. And innards.
Cheap food for the sailors that would last a long time.
Usually it's on Thursday. That's the day with the tribes.
Right.
Because being a Catholic country, on Friday, they skip the meat.
A meal here is, generally speaking anyway, not light. The Portuguese like pork. They like it a lot. So, sausage, bacon?
Sausage, pig's ear.
Cured pig's ear. What do you do when left with nothing but guts and hooves and odd bits?
You have the tribes here, some beans.
Figure out how to transform that into delicious, delicious things, of course. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, it's fantastic.
It smells delicious.
Perfect, yes, it does. So I put a little rice on the side there to mop it up?
Yeah.
That is good.
A vida é como a
All the vintage, 1983 or something like this.
I mean, it's sort of incredible, the story of the wines here. I hear that because the soil is so tough, flint and stone, the vines have to dig up to 30 meters down. But that's a lot. I think it gives the wine a special character. Northern Portugal's Douro Valley is where port comes from.
quantas ondas, quantos mares.
If it's not from here, it's not port. It's just fortified wine.
Infinitos virão apagar o lamento dos amores perdidos.
I don't usually do wine scenes. No matter how good the wine, on camera, it's just colored liquid going into a glass. Wine nerds usually bore me. Don't talk about your damn wine. Drink it. But I absolutely love cheese served with a glass of port wine. And that's what most people, including my new friend Andre, that's what they do around here. I'm not a dessert guy. A nice blue cheese with a glass of port, for me, is like the perfect thing to end a meal with. Unlike wine, cheese porn is easy. Just like shooting actual porn. Start with an establishing shot, move in for a close. Oh, yeah, there we go. Cut away to a reaction. Money works every time. Oh, that's disturbing. It's delicious. What kind of cheeses are we looking at here?
These two over here,
Right.
they're goat cheese. Okay, they're aged ones. Then all the other are sheep milk. This is worldly known queijo da serra, so the buttery one. This is what we call a queijo de azeitão. It's strong, intense to your palate.
Oh, I like this guy already. Any cheeses that are like you need a spoon pretty much.
Oh, then smell it. For me, the worse the smell, the better the flavor. Huh? Like it?
Smells like dirty feet, tastes like heaven.
This is a 20-year-old port. A nossa.
Que és tão linda, quando me olhas assim, tão loucamente,
Oh, that's delicious.
Put a little bit of that and then some pumpkin jam on top.
If I put on my Speedo and dive into this thing, please stop me.
Oh, no.
Before I completely faceplant.
I love Portuguese gastronomy. The heart and soul of it, its simplicity. Look, that's the thing that makes me fall in love with it every single day.
Cheese is one of those things, it's always magic to me because it goes into the cave one way and then you go in and you pull it out. And I don't believe in God, but somehow it went in like that and came back like this.
Relying on time to cut his way through it and to change the texture, even the smell. And we have nothing to do with that other than enjoying it.
Portugal has got a lot of coastline and a lot of history with the sea. It's a close relationship, one that's imprinted deep into the national character. The songs, the poetry, the state of mind.
I love this word, saudade.
So that means missing something, nostalgic.
A word with no direct translation to English. It connotes longing, being away from something, and yearning to get back.
The Portuguese went out of the country for years at sea, and he does not know when he's going to go back to his family.
During the cold, gray months, it's lamprey season.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm here at just the right time.
What do you call this dish in Portuguese? Is it the lamprey eel?
Yeah, lampreia bordaleza.
Awesome.
Lamprey are but ugly damn creatures, but delicious when cooked right. And my man Pedro knows how to cook it right.
Very traditional, cooked in its own blood.
Yeah, it's bordaleza style. When it's bordaleza, it means it has the blood.
Leva o vinho, bota-se uma pinga de vinho que é para o sangue não colhar. Então bota-se o alho, bota-se o sal, bota-se a pimenta, bota-se o louro, depois cálice de whisky.
It's good. It's fantastic.
And so that is going back to a moment where we were happy. It doesn't matter, it was through food, through sex, through whatever.
You're making me sad already thinking about this.
No, but that's not sad.
I'm getting depressed.
Come on.
Yes, thinking about happy times that I can't have right now.
But there's an hope in the future that that's going to happen because that's also part of... Yeah, I see it like that. If you don't see it, that's a problem.
Eu estive na guerra colonial, na Guiné.
E tenho saudade daquilo.
E tenho
Embora
saudade.
tenha sido uma guerra.
Não andesse na guerra, mas tenho saudades daquilo.
Tem saudade dos seus companheiros,
meus companheiros,
da paisagem.
Aquele cheiro, o cheiro que é diferente.
The Portuguese from the original navigators.
Yeah.
It was about the sea, about fishing, exploration.
Eu digo agora a estes tipos que estão aí com aparelhos, se te desse um relógio para a mão e para uma agulha, se te deixasse no mar, tu não vinhas à terra. Por isso sinto grande admiração aos outros, ainda mais
sem nada.
Sem nada. E sem motor e barco à beira. E eles lá iam. Está certo que morreram muitos, não é? Mas lá iam.
Question. I went to the fish market. I met these women who sell fish there, and they were saying terrible, terrible things to me. They were saying, hey, pin dick, get over, how do you satisfy your wife with that tiny little penis? My God, I've never in my life heard women, anybody speak like this.
Esse é típico das peixeiras.
This is what I'm going to get.
Yeah, nasty approaches about your penis and your height, yeah.
É como os pretos que iam ter muito grande. Eu nunca vi nenhuma, mas gostava de ver. Eu sou como o São Tomé, quero ver para querer. Olhar um preto aí ali. Olha se aparece o quadro. O quadro há de estar aí a chegar.
Vou-me embora, vou partir, mas tenho esperança de correr o mundo inteiro.
Joanna, nice to meet you.
Hi, good to meet you both.
How are you?
Those of you who know me, even a little bit, are familiar with my unholy attraction to the mutant hot dog.
Is it actually called a hot dog here, or is it
No,
something
here
else?
we call it cachorro.
Cachorro.
Toasted bread, fresh sausage.
Fresh pork sausage.
And a cheese.
And a spicy sauce.
Spicy sauce.
And cut in a very specific way.
Wow, I look at fast knife work.
Nah. He's asking if you want some fork and knife. No, we can eat it with your hand.
It's delicious.
This is very healthy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not so sure about that.
No. Yeah, it is.
They're busy.
Yeah, they're always busy. It's a small place, so.
And you can see it's just Portuguese, just local.
Right. How many places like this in town?
Nowadays, not many.
Now, you guys own a tavern?
Yes.
How's employment in Portugal now?
There's a lot of unemployment here.
There's a lot of people like that.
Do you get a lot of people with degrees, higher degrees who are opening restaurants? And
She has the degree in psychology.
Right.
I have the degree in sociology. And everyone who's working with us, they have a degree or they are finishing.
I might have to have another. That was good.
Tiram assim as coisas, não? É do nosso. A mulher é assim, bom dia.
O meu marido foi o mesmo para o Brasil. Quando ele chegar em 46, sabe o que é que um colega dele me disse para eu fazer quando ele chegasse? Para encher o bidé. Se os colhões for abaixo é porque ele não se estreou. Se os colhões subir para cima é porque ele consolou-se.
city seems to have been preserved carefully and with respect for the past. I don't see a lot of high-rise buildings breaking up the skyline.
We are still very authentic. We don't sell out very easily.
I mean, I was in a relatively poor neighborhood a couple of nights ago, just walking around.
Yeah.
And somebody said, you know, you could buy that apartment building right there for $50,000. I said, okay, good deal. But you can't touch the exterior.
Yeah, no.
This is the fishing and port area of Porto, yes?
And it's called Matosinhos. The fishing boats just arrived, and the market is just 2 streets away from you.
Seafood tower, bitches.
All right, then.
Okay, not a tower precisely, but a whole heap of incredible creatures from the sea. Coastal shrimp, local oysters, and crab. Sea urchin, langoustine, gooseneck barnacles.
This I'm very excited by.
Yeah.
So dangerous to get these.
Yeah, it's not the thing that you get from the hulls of the boats, but from rocks.
And you got to get it in between waves,
Mm-hmm.
quickly. Whelks.
Caramujo.
Caramujo. Yeah, there we go. Insane.
One thing that I don't like with food is sauce.
Yeah, I don't eat it. This is all perfect. What do they do to it? They steamed it.
Yeah.
Some of it, the rest is raw. I mean, it's not like this is fancy cooking. This crab is, it's like a Rubik's Cube. I'm trying to figure my way into here. Ah, okay, I found it.
This is the thing that gets you back to your roots. You have to use your hands. You don't have to be polite.
These little shrimp. The brains are really good, too. Look at that.
Sea urchin, fat sacks of roe buried deep inside these prickly exteriors.
When I was a kid, I went with my father to get this.
Yeah.
And it was nasty, but also very good. It's funny, a lot of these things that we see here were used as fertilizer.
In the years before independence in Massachusetts, lobster was seen as a pest.
Yeah.
The only people who used them regularly was the prison system. The prisoners rioted because they said, this is cruel and unusual punishment, having to eat lobster every day. No, oh my God, it's monstrous.
Nobody knows who first salt-baked a fish. Maybe it was Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Scale and gut your fish, in this case a sea bass, insert lemon and onion, then pack it in salt and bake. Light the whole thing on fire tableside, then break open. The salt acts like a protective crust, sealing in all the moisture and flavor.
Oh, now that looks beautiful. That's just perfect for me. Clams cooked Portuguese style.
Yeah.
So tender, sweet, and delicious. Why do you think Portuguese food has not had a higher profile internationally?
Well, for me, it's really easy to say this. It's basically, it's your fault. It's the Americans' fault. Yeah.
Why?
The American culture embraced Spain and embraced Italy and embraced France. It didn't embrace Portugal because, I don't know. If we had a civil war so popular like the Spanish had, and Hemingway came to Portugal instead of Spain, we would be a different country.
You know, you think of Italy, you think of romance.
No, but we are romantic.
I know.
We are the most romantic country in the world. After you had a couple of meals in Porto, you're going to feel the saudade in your heart and soul.
Man, good meal. Oh, what, there's more clams? Yeah, it's right over here, my friend.
contrary to what some may say, I do not enjoy seeing the death of any living thing. I do not promote animal cruelty.
E a todos estes géneros alimentícios, a bênção, a graça e o amor de Deus Pai Todo-Poderoso. Vamos em paz e o Senhor nos acompanhe. Amém.
Yeah, ready to go?
Yep.
Kill the pig, kill the pig, kill the pig.
But I think people should know where meat comes from. And knowing, they should feel free to decide what they want to do from there.
Before you kill them, they give them a bagaço. That's the local grappa to get them drunk. So the meat cats can...
The least you could do.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, right here, on José's family farm, is where I saw my first animal die. A pig, too. This after years of decades of being a chef, serving meat, ordering up my death over the phone at a comfortable distance. Up close, it was not so comfortable.
I think he's starting to get the bad news.
I guess on the DNA, they know that's going to happen. And
They know it's coming.
They know it's coming.
Yeah, well, the pigs are smart.
And sometimes they manage to run away.
To do the job right, professionals are brought in. And they do it like this because, how shall I put it, they need the heart to keep pumping the blood into the pail for sausage and soup and many delicious things. We all come to this in the end. Whether struggling for air in our beds, bleeding out on cold concrete, a last mighty dump like Elvis, or this.
Oops, oh, yeah, that's the firecracker. That's the start of any festivities. You go
Really?
It's the firecracker.
As befitting tradition and the way things are done, this is a once-in-a-year event. For 2 days, extended family, friends, and neighbors gather to cook, cure, and eat a pig.
Time for a haircut?
Yeah, haircut.
Old school.
Yeah. They finish up with the blowtorch.
As one must.
Yeah.
Bom dia para todos vós, bom dia para todos vós, Deus vos dê a vida boa.
They start singing. We call desgarrada. Everyone makes his own verses, and then the person must respond.
It's like rappers.
Yeah, that's it, that's it.
Freestyle.
Eu também não sou boneco e que hoje fui convidado para ajudar a matar o resto. Uma terra que se passou, andamos tão enganados como este porco andou. Que hoje morreu o reco, amanhã morramos nós.
Up. So now they're gonna finish up and take all the guts out,
Then it's lunch.
Lunchtime.
In Portugal, we used to say that if we want to know our body, we have to kill a pig, because it's absolutely the same. All the organs are placed on the same disposition.
I see the liver there, and the heart, and you have the tongue there too.
Ah, it's all in a package, all the good stuff.
Noite
But it's a lung.
calma e serena.
And he's good.
Yeah, he really knows what he's doing.
I would say a surgeon, but he's faster than a surgeon.
Guts removed, the liver and heart are used today, cooked immediately.
Oh, this is the best. The heart.
It's like a tender sirloin.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good, yeah.
The intestines washed and reserved for sausage casing.
That's the pork intestine. They fill with some kind of cornmeal.
It's nice.
The rest is left to hang until tomorrow, when we shall feast again.
Tony, this is rojões de folhas. That's a special part of the pork fat.
Ah, it's like chicharron.
Chicharron. Oh, wow. These are the potatoes with the blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of perfect.
That's good.
Not all the countries eat all the meat of the pork. In here, we eat everything.
My parents, they always keep in mind that when they were growing up during the Second World War, there's nothing to eat. They don't waste anything.
É mulher feia, essa a mim já me convém, que eu estou aqui descansadinho, não é cobiçada por ninguém. Ai, 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 só gosto de ser mulher, quero tê-la ao pé de mim, beijá-la quando quiser.
Tens o Douro à janela, és mulher de pescador, de beleza tão singela, feita luz, feita aguarela, és cais de tanta cor.
Fado, the national music of Portugal.
Tão bonito,
Songs of longing, heartbreak, saudade set to music.
com firmeza de granito e o desejo infinito de não teres mais dores na vida. Cantareira, cantadeira.
My good friend Antonio, besides other things, he also sings Fado.
Anthony, in Portugal, everybody thinks that they sing Fado. We, the Portuguese, think that the Fado is not the perfection, the ability, the fine-tuning. It's emotion. So everybody is allowed to sing. That's why José is telling that I sing Fado.
I see.
Normally, the guys who sing Fado are very happy guys. But when they begin to sing, they turn into sad guys. I don't know why.
Well, you said the Portuguese are bipolar.
Yes, they are.
So, ready to eat, I think. Huh? Big enough table?
The home of José's ancestors for centuries, much of their original estate still in family hands.
So we're going to start with the famous blood soup. It's called papas sarrabulho.
Very excited. José's mother Maria is in charge today. She's preparing a feast of rustic Portuguese soul food.
So it's all little small pieces of meat. Usually the bony part, the tradition comes, they could not escape those bones, and they need to use every single piece. They boil the bones out, then they finish with blood. So, and blood and bread.
Blood and bread.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So good.
Let's go to the cozido. I'm going to show you what you should eat.
The main event, cozido. A glorious stew of seemingly every last part of the pig.
I'm going to give some of the pernil, that is the smoked meat, spare ribs.
Nothing goes to waste around here.
Blood sausage, cabbage.
Oh, what's that?
That's the butello. It's the pig's bladder that's stuffed with the pork belly, the spare ribs, and then smoked.
Wow, look at that. Extraordinary.
And one thing you don't feel that guilty when you're eating is because it's only just boiled, not fried, not...
I don't feel guilty. It's fantastic. Superb. Wonderful. Thank you. Obrigado. So, José, what's left of the pig? A couple of hams and not much else.
Well, everything is on salt right now.
So the shoulders and the legs are in salt?
They're on salt. They're going to be in salt for about 1 month. and then they're going to be smoked, and is your prosciutto.
And they are fantastic.
You spoke about fado and sadness, but you know, after a few drinks, everybody gets very happy, you know.
Good.
With wine, alegria. Means with wine, happiness.
Yeah.
Cheers. Happiness. Thank
Onde as belas raparigas vão falar aos seus amores. Tenho lá no meu quintal uma roseira encertada, dá rosas tantas e tantas, a seguida rosas brancas e lá outras encarnadas. Tenho lá no meu quintal aquela linda roseira.
Cheers.
Cheers.
A nossa.
A nossa.
A nossa.
Now it's time for the francesinha, which translates as little French girl.
Yeah, yeah.
But I understand she's not so little.
No.
It's your first time, Francesinha?
It is.
Really?
You have this look on your face like, you look worried.
Good luck.
It's gonna be okay, right? Well, here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Obrigado. Good Lord, look at that thing. Is there a vegetable in there?
Only meat.
Oh my God, it weighs like a ton. So it's bread, ham, steak.
Sausage and a bit of...
Linguiça.
Yeah, linguiça.
And then the sauce has many things like beer, port wine, spicy, tomato.
Cheese.
A lot of cheese.
A lot.
Wow. What a construction. Meat, cheese, fat, and bread. It's the immortal combination.
Yeah, it's the ultimate solution for hangover or too much pork.
That is delicious. Oh, that's good.
It's really, really good.
Are there a lot of places making this? A lot.
Yeah,
Everyone does.
Yeah, this is a Porto thing specifically?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the relative rate per capita of heart-related disease in this country? I'm just curious.
It depends on how many Francesinhas you had.
Right.
How
you doing?
Não quer nada meu, eu tenho aqui peixinho muito bom.
No, I don't know. Today, you guys need any fish? Thank you. Obrigado.
Aqui de Bolhão está há uns anos, há 30 anos. E andava aqui o maluco, ele tinha muitos ciúmes de mim. E uma ocasião, eu meti um caranguejo assim dentro da carcela, hein? Mas também não queria que eu ferrasse nos colhões, olha. Botou as calças abaixo, ficou com a quilhoada virada para esta mulher. No novo, não posso dizer estas coisas, tenho que desfolar agora. Não podemos dizer assim estas coisas. Sim.
Everything old is new again? Maybe not. I come close sometimes to believing that nothing actually ever changes. That we are trapped in our destiny, hurtling or limping or being dragged towards the inevitable. That saudade refers not to a long-lost place, but a long-lost time, when we were all young and innocent.
Saudade can help you value things. Be grateful for just the sunset. Enjoy that. Smile.
Enjoy it now.
Yes.
Because tomorrow we die.
We never know.